What is going on, you guys? My name is Jess and welcome to Original Budgets by Jess. In today's video, we are going to be budgeting October paycheck number 2. So let's get started. Alrighty, you guys, so this is my first video of budgeting out. I have been budgeting since I was 19, but now I kind of really want to share my process and how I like to budget. So before we get started in looking at the budget, I want to let you guys know how I like to budget. So for me, when I first started out, I was a cash spender, which basically meant when I got paid, I would take out all the money, divide it up into different categories, and then only use cash to pay certain things. After a while, getting used to it, it kind of became a headache for me, and also it was kind of unsafe for me to be carrying around that much money. So I decided to find a different alternative, which is credit cards. Now I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, Jessica, credit cards? Seriously? Do you know how many people are in credit card debt? But the way I do it is where I pay off my credit card after each time I get paid. So there's never a lingering balance at the end of the month. So whatever expenses I have for my first paycheck, I spend it with like my essential stuff only. It's not like major purchases and things like that. And then when I get paid the next time and I do my budget, I pay it off. So it's just a cycle. So basically every month I'm paying my credit card off twice, so I don't have to worry about the fees and racking up a super big amount of money. Basically I've seen a great benefit in doing that. I know it won't work for everybody. It does work for me. But I do believe if it wasn't for me actually doing the whole process of cash envelope stuffing, I don't think I would have been able to do my credit card budget that I do now, because it does take a lot of discipline not to blow whatever credit card amount you have. Luckily, I have developed the discipline to do so and not blowing it all and just using it for the essentials and what I budget out for the paycheck, so I'm not racking up a whole bunch of credit on the credit card. And that's just the way I like to do it. And also another benefit of me using my credit card only is it protects my accounts. So when you're using a credit card, that money is separate from your actual cash you have in your bank. So let's say somebody finds your card or things like that, there's like an extra level of protection that you don't normally have with like a debit card. And also, if your credit card has I guess points, which my credit card does have points, every time I use it I rack up points, which can get me rewards and things like that, which is also really cool as well. So that's basically it. I'm a credit card spender, and at the moment I think that's how I'm going to continue on to do it, because it just makes it a lot easier for me. A couple of reasons as to why I do my budget like that. So enough rambling, let's get into showing you guys my budget for paycheck 2 for October. So what you guys are looking at here is my paycheck budget. I did create this template myself. I just like how it's organized in these certain categories, because that's how I like to budget it out. I start off with the bills, then I go to living expenses. I am very fortunate that I don't have debt. The only debt I do have is a car loan, but I'm almost done paying that off, so I decided to just do the regular payments and not making extra payments, so that's why I leave this blank. And then I have my sinking funds and savings here. So to start off, what I do is I put the starting balance So the starting balance is basically the amount that you have in your account when you start. So sometimes after the next pay period, I do have leftover money that I just roll over into the next check. So that was my starting balance. Then I write down my goal for the pay period. So my goal is to not eat out and save up for a trip. So I have a real bad problem of spending a lot of money eating out. I know a lot of people struggle with that as well. But I really do want to change that habit, because if you would see my bank statements and see how much money I spend on food, it's kind of ridiculous. So I am working on that, and so far I've done, I think, 8 days without eating out, which that's really big for me. And my goal is to not eat out for the rest of the year. The next thing is saving for a trip. So I'm super excited. We are going on a trip soon. I can't disclose the location quite yet, but hopefully maybe I'll do like a vlog type travel thing. If you guys are interested, let me know about that. To remember that trip, which I think is going to be really fun, because destination I'm going to, I've been there, but my boyfriend hasn't been there yet. So it's going to be really fun just traveling with him for the second time, and then also him experiencing this new place that I've already been to and I really like. The next thing after that, I map out the bills. So for this paycheck, my rent is always due the first of the month, and I like to just pay it the second paycheck, so it like rolls over into the next month. And it's just, that's how it just works out for me, because the next pay period I don't get paid until the 5th, and that's too late for your rent. So I have the rent, which comes out to be $1,300. That automatically comes out. Then I have tithing that I give $20 for, that I pay on my own. Phone bill is $57, which I pay to my mom, because we're all on the same plan together. And then Spotify comes out automatically, and then Canva comes automatically. These are the two main subscriptions I have. Spotify, I listen to all my podcasts on there and the different types of music I like. And then Canva is basically a graphics website where you can make different graphics and stuff like that for like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, anything like that. Which I really love, and I've been using them for years. Next thing we have is living expenses. So basically how I break it down is food, self, home, gas, and miscellaneous. So food gets $400, self is $100, home is $50, gas is $51, and then miscellaneous is $20. So these are kind of vary depending on how I feel and what's going on for that pay period, but I try to keep it consistent to be below what I actually get paid, so I'm not stressing that I don't have enough money for it. I'm really the type of person that believes if you live below your means, you can save a lot more, and then you can also be a lot stress-free. And that's just always how I live my life, and that's how I stay out of debt. And then the next thing, like I said, I have no debt, which I'm very happy about and want to continue on that path. And then the last thing are sinking funds. So if you don't know what sinking funds are, basically sinking funds are short-term savings goals that you have for different things. So like, for example, car repairs and tags, I have that as a sinking funds. So any repairs, so like if I need an oil change or I need a new tire, I would take whatever money I have in there and use it towards that. And then also like my registration that's due every year, I save up for that, so I'm not just scrambling when it's finally due, which is really nice. Another thing I have is clothing, beauty, and health. So anything that has to do with clothing related, hygiene, And also like doctor visits, if I need to do a copay, that money is in there. And then holidays and birthdays. So Christmas is coming up, Thanksgiving's coming up. My mom just had her birthday, so that money comes out of there, so I can use it for whatever I want that's related to holidays and birthdays, which is really nice. And then this is my biggest one that I'm really focusing on. That's why you see such a big amount for this one, which is home and puppy. So me and my boyfriend and I, we really want to buy a house, whether it's here in Arizona, but he's really leaning towards moving out of state. And I think it would be really cool to move out of state because I've lived in Arizona my entire life. So we're saving up for that. And we also want to get a little puppy, whether it be, he really wants a bulldog or a French bulldog. I really like, what are they called? King Charles Spaniels. I used to have one as a kid, and it would be really cool to have one again. But I told him we will cross that bridge when we get there, and we'll decide on what we're gonna get when we have the money for it. And then after that, Mad Money. So basically, Mad Money is rainy day fund. I don't like to call it a rainy day fund because I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction. So if you're attracting a bad day or a bad event to happen, it will happen. So the reason why I call it Mad Money is because of the movie Mad Money with Queen Latifah. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's a great movie. And the ladies always said, you know how your mom always told you to keep a little bit of mad money around. So that's basically a rainy day fund, but I like to call it Mad Money. And then Original Ink is my company. So I have a business called Original Ink by Jess. And so on there I sell t-shirts that I make, stickers, and then I'm also trying to get into customization. And I do have a second channel all about that. So if you want to go subscribe to that, I would really appreciate it. And then lastly is vacation. So that money obviously is to go to any vacation expenses like travel, going to the hotel, spending on food, and just things like that that has to do with vacation. And then basically here at the end, which I didn't do, you subtract your starting balance from all different categories right there to see if it goes to a zero-based budget. So that's how I like to make sure all of my money has a job. I don't go all the way down to zero because obviously you don't want your account to go in the negative. So I do keep probably like $5 on the side to make sure I don't get any of those overdraft fees. And then that's basically it. And then throughout the pay period, what I like to do is track my expenses. So as you can see, this was before I started my goal of not eating out. So as you can see, food is a real big thing for me. And like I said, I want to do better because I don't want to be spending all my money on food. So as you can see in the pay period previous, which I get paid on the 5th and the 20th of every month, I spent a lot on food. And then also we went to an NFL game. That was for Dennis's birthday. Dennis is my boyfriend, if you didn't know. So we spent money there. And then now I haven't spent anything for this pay period, but this is where I keep track of it. And I also do a separate sheet of keeping track of my bills. So like for example, I have it budget where Netflix was $15, but for some reason this month it was $15.19. So it went up and I didn't know about that. So that's why it's important to keep on tracking it, because sometimes it fluctuates, which is really weird. So now I'll go back to my full budgeting sheet that I keep track of all of my main bills and probably up it $1 so it covers that tax, I guess, that they're adding because of inflation. So that's basically it, and that's how I like to do my budget. It's super simple. I don't like to be too extra or anything like that. It definitely has taken me a long time to get to where I am today, and I'm always trying to learn and find different ways to better my budget and really trying to heal some of the money traumas that I do have, which I do want to make a separate video all about money traumas and how they affect our everyday spending and also our lives, and also being able to have the ability to do generational wealth, which I'm really fascinated in. And also I'm really fascinated in how retirement works and also how to invest and things like that. So I really want to start getting into all of those things. But that's basically it for this video. Thank you guys all for watching. I hope you guys learned something. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. And thank you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. And always remember, be you, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next video.